Gaius?
Galway.
You're an interesting man, Gaius.
Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can.
First time I've travelled so far from home.
Indeed. Staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions.
So what do you know about this island?
Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape.
Why are the pirates here?
Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbours for pirate ships to hide in, not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene.
Our army is vastly superior to these Greeks. I don't see why we can't. Our army is vastly superior to these Greeks. I don't see why we can't simply wipe them out.
Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate.
Something else I want to ask you about.
Of course.
I think that Trachis was working with the enemy.
Does it matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours.
War camp looks like a town itself.
Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might.
Well, let's talk later, Gaius.
Wait. Listen, you seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter.
It depends on what kind of sensitive matter we're talking about.
Your caution is well placed, but the sensitivity of the matter is rather personal in nature. I have tried pursuing a solution myself, but to no avail.
Dan, tell me if I can be assistant.
I've been keeping a detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones.
You sure it was stolen?
I'm reasonably sure. The journal might be misplaced, but I find this to be improbable since I write regularly.
What makes you think it was a Centurio who stole it?
I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him and he pretty much admitted his guilt.
But why would he steal your diary?
Pain comes in many forms. Physical, emotional, and let us say that some men just enjoy inflicting pain in all forms.
Why don't you simply walk up to this Centurio and retrieve your property yourself?
That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly.
This journal includes admissions of certain actions you're not proud of?
I can stand by my decisions, and I'm proud of my actions. It's just that I don't want some donkey-headed brute reciting them in public.
This is a serious accusation, if true, a serious crime. We should inform the Primus Pilus.
Roman law is valid in Rome, and our perpetrator knows this. This is a personal matter, and therefore it should be solved personally.
Very well, tell me what I can do for you.
The Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his friends near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal. Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
Of course. But first things first, let us go get our armor from Sixtus.
Agrippa harassing that old Servus with the limp again.
That small-dicked bully. Did you tell the Praefectus?
He won't do anything about it. Agrippa is connected back home.
One day that man is going to fall out of a watchtower to his death. It'll be tragic.
Don't joke about that kind of thing.
How long are they going to keep us here? It's driving me crazy too. I came here to kick Mithridates' arse, not to sit on the beach day in and day out waiting for something to happen.
Good talk to Sextus.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan.
Oh, well, actually, no. The consul said you have new equipment for me.
Well, if he said it, I guess I'm obliged to make it true. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it.
If I need something special, can I commission you to smith it for me?
I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consul's centuriones.
You sell materials for smithing?
You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare.
Thank you, Fede. I'm sure we'll see you again. See which items you can interact with. Press left alt, click on the equipment on the table, and select salvage. So it used to be V in the demo, but I'm glad they changed it. So we now get a Hastia, or Hasta Gladius Scutum, and a Lorica. I can't say that. I'm not good at pronouncing Latin. Okay, so when you equip a weapon, you gain access to skills. Access to its skills. You can hover over any item to see what skills it will give you, if any. Each character has 2 sets of weapons they can carry and freely swap between. Click this button or press Q to select which weapons you are currently set. And the skills from your current set will be shown in the bar. So we actually have a special spear, the Triarchus spear, for killing Geminius. So we're going to be using that as it gives us 2 extra abilities instead of... So, to be fair, the abilities of this spear is actually better as you get piercing thrust, whereas through this one we get lacerate and thrust. The piercing thrust goes through shields. So I'm actually going to equip a Gladius on my secondary, but for now we will not be using it. And I will actually be giving you... Yeah, I like to have both of my princeps with spears, as it's just... actually helps a lot from what I've seen.
We're in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want?
I believe you're in possession of someone's private property. Here to retrieve it.
This? Ah, well, this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen.
He also happens to be my friend, so I suggest you hand it over right now.
Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again?
I can make it worth your while. The journal in exchange for 300 denarii.
For this worthless dribble? Now that's a bargain. Take it.
And now let us return without looking at the journal. Because, as much as I want to know what autosaves are for. So we'll hand the journal in, then we'll save, and then we'll come back and we'll read it.
I see you have successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it?
Everything has a price. In this case, it was 300 denarii.
You paid out of your own pocket. I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm literally in your debt.
That will be unnecessary. You'll pay me some other way.
You have already started collecting favors. Wise. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal?
I have no interest in your private musings, Gaius.
Fair enough. No matter where your interest lies, I thank you for helping me.
You're welcome, Gaius. Gonna quickly get a little bit of a save there. A midstream save. And we're now just gonna quickly whoops. Gonna quickly load that and have a look what it says in the journal. Because I've actually not looked. I did not look in the demo, and I'm gonna look now. Right. Okay, apparently I can't look. Alright, a little bit upset I can't look, but okay. Here's what it is. Okay. I think we've actually spoken to... Oh, no, we've now got... I think... Well, we'll try and talk to these two again, and we'll see what they... if they have anything else to say. If not, we will leave.
Domine.
Salve.
They do not. Alright then, out we go. Let's get ourselves on the way to becoming awesome. Please. But this is the world map. We'll be traveling between known locations. Click the play button or space to unpause time. Characters and legions only move when time is passing, but you do not have to move to pass the time. As time passes, impending events will appear on the right side of the timeline and move towards the left side, which represents the present. Some events may come as a surprise, and these will not be shown on the timeline. During your travels, you and your Praetorians consume one ration every 8 hours. Keep your pantry well stocked. A starving Praetorian fights poorly and may even eventually mutiny. You can buy more rations from the merchants. So yeah, we've got more than enough water and thing right now. So this is the map as far as I know. Seems to be pretty damn big. And we are currently on the island of Lesbos, where we have a few areas open to us. We have the area of Colonia. These are the little symbols of the legions. We've also got the warehouse and a milestone where we need to go to. So I'm going to go erect the milestone first, because I can. And then we'll head to the warehouse. Marching along the coast has its advantages, not the least of which being the discovery of numerous coves of the Aegean Mare. Many of those coves seem to have their own sweet secret beaches, and just like this one, they are well protected and secure. Seems like a good place for a bit of fishing. You and your Praetorians take time to catch the fish. The cove proves to be bountiful. You have no idea what kind of fish you manage to catch, but it is fat and delicious. There we go. So we've now leveled up because we were able to erect a milestone. It was definitely worth getting those milestones erected straight away, and we can now get ourselves a new ability. So at the moment, we are more than likely going to try and smash through Vanguard and then see if there's anything else we want. So we could get Flawless Defense as a Vanguard, which applies defending to self. All resistance is set to equal value of the highest resistance to maximum resistance is increased by 10%, and movement is reduced by 3. So once we're in the fray, that's a very good ability, but it only has 3 charges per fight. So I think we're actually going to just up our health for now, as that to me seems the most important. Then got our other Princeps, Aquillius, who has got multiple different things they could do. I think I'm actually going to give him... Bastion. So he has a lot more resistances and is able to, stick in the fight a little longer. Triarus, Seniorus, we're going to be given straight away Cure. It's an active skill, but it's the ability to get rid of bleeding, burned, poisoned, and burning. It's very useful. And Bestia, and we could give him Dodge, but I think we're actually going to try and give him Born Ready so he can activate Shiv a bit quicker. If he starts to focus already, it won't take as long to get enough focus to then cast, use Shiv, which gives him the ability to, deal with enemies a little bit quicker. But yeah, that should work for us. There's also a chest over here, so let's quickly go get it. From what I've seen, there doesn't seem to be any sort of time limit. Apparently this spear is better than the one I've got. Technically it is, but I'm actually going to give it to our guy over here. Okay. His armor is technically better. And that hasty is better than what you had. Beautiful. Okay, everything's looking really good. Get back to going to the warehouse. Now, when we're on this map, I'll more than likely always have the overlay on, just to have a look. But we're going to go to the warehouse. The pirates of Lesbos have been storing something valuable in the warehouse near Colonia. Do it.
We might be at the wrong spot. There's no one here.
Lucullus said his agent would be here.
Lucullus is clearly mistaken. If there was someone here, I would know.
That's a very useful skill.
Hey, don't move.
Calm down. I am Julius Calidus of the Occulta Speculatores of Legio Prima Italica. I presume you are my reinforcements.
Impressive, I didn't see you at all. We were told to rendezvous with you and destroy the pirate navy.
The only way I can think of to destroy a navy on foot is to burn it down. Some Greek fire sure would be useful for that, wouldn't you say? Conveniently, there is a whole warehouse full of it right down there. Unfortunately, the moment we move into that warehouse, they will sound the alarm. So, we should be quick.
Make sure no one escapes. The last thing we need is reinforcements from Matilene.
By the time anyone comes from the city, we're long gone. There's a small camp of sentries just down this hill. If we hit them first, they won't show up as reinforcements.
But then the ones inside the warehouse will hear the fighting and be ready for us.
You have touched the matter with a needle. The choice is yours, Prime.
Well, I know which I'm going to do. Because I know what I did in my, you know, in the demo, and I'm going to do the same now. It's taking out these guys is definitely the better of the two options, from what I could tell. Put you there.
How did they get so close?
There we go, that'll be more than fine. Get you close. So if a character is adjacent to cover, they're protected from the cover with a 100 degrees cone. From the other side, cover blocks are completely attacks completely. You're either in cover or you're not. Low cover only helps if the character is able to crouch. Characters will automatically crouch in low cover and stand up to shoot over it, but they will be forced to stand up if an enemy stands next to them. High cover applies without needing to crouch. But this is all high cover. Ah, this spear I gave to my boy doesn't actually have the skills that I wanted it to have, which is a shame. Now, I can't get anywhere, so let's coordinate and allow me to get a little bit up. Let me get up close as well. Beautiful. Hunker down. Don't really want to put Bestia in the position that I'm about to put him in, but... Well, as I just said, I'm about to put him in it, so... Okay, so Focus is a unique to light infantry characters. Many of the skills of the class cost Focus to activate, and that Focus is spent when the skills are used. Every time a light infantry character makes an attack, they gain Focus equal to the combined Focus per attack of their equipped weapon. It's going to be weird to run him all the way over there, but it makes sense. So ranged attacks require a clear line of sight to your target, unobstructed by enemies or allies. If the enemy is adjacent to cover, you cannot target them for a wide angle in front of that cover. Ranged attacks are typically cannot miss. However, shooting beyond your accuracy stat in meters will decrease your damage. You can tell if this is happening if the end of your trajectory turns yellow or red. Beyond twice your accuracy, you cannot shoot at all. Shield protects character completely from ranged attacks as long as the character is standing still has any remaining shield strength. This is called deflecting. When deflecting, a character won't even lose shield strength. Essentially, it's a win. Yeah, I can't actually hit him from there, so... Sorry about that, guys. Just a quick sneeze there. Yeah, we'll set up to interrupt. Now, they do have, I think, 2 archers in total. Yeah, we're going to start taking a lot of damage on Bestia.
Didn't see that coming, huh?
But the rest of these guys are untrained, so they shouldn't actually get... Oh, no, apart from one. They do have a proper Princeps like class. Don't want to move you just yet. So I can get to here, so let's get me over to go fight this guy. Do thrust. And then we'll hunker down in that direction. Bestia, you will stay there, I guess. Our boy Cineros will move so I can use this again. Now I can move you. Cannot be blocked or resisted. Okay. Time to get the archer into position. I feel like Bestia should just be... I'm gonna back Bestia off for now. Because I feel like I'm actually using him very poorly. Welcome back, Jamie. Thank you for the hydrate, pulse check, and stretch. Yeah, they could probably only just hit her, so that's the reason she's getting attacked, more than likely. Go over here. Do precise stab. Okay, so precise stab is actually better than that thrust attack, because it just goes straight through the shield. Let's get me up to go deal with this guy. Do a normal attack. Beautiful. Okay, Bestia. You can't get in range. I wonder, can I still do a shiv attack? You better do the pulse check and stretch. When you end up like me. That's true. I do not want to end up like you. The shields can block a certain amount of damage every turn, unless a skill otherwise states otherwise. Shield damage does not overflow to the character's health. Some attacks will be deflected entirely by shields, which means the target will not even lose shield strength. Shields also apply this status effect strong to their users when combat begins, which regenerates shield strength at the beginning of each turn. Every time a shield takes a hit, one stack of strong is removed, reducing the amount of shield strength restored in the future turns. The best way to deal with an enemy shield is to hit it with multiple low damage attacks until the strong status is completely removed. Avoid shooting shield bearers with arrows while they still have the shield strength left to deflect it. Damn it, Bestia. You could not die on me. This is literally the first of the two battles, and you're about to go down.
We're almost at the end of this, it seems.
Right, bonk him, please. Thank you. There we go. Indeed, bonk.